Hi everyone, welcome to the class of Calculus and Linear Algebra 18 Math 11. Today I'll be teaching a topic in Module 2, Differential Calculus 2, and the topic name is Maxima and Minima for a function of two variables. Myself, Dr. Madhura, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics, Sai Vidya Institute of Technology, Bengaluru. Maxima and minima for a function of two variables. Maxima and minima for a function of two variables. So I'll just give the working rule which will be helping us to do problems. Working rule. So firstly, we find the stationary points or the critical points x comma y. Find the stationary points or the critical points x comma y such that fx is equal to 0, fy is equal to 0. Partial derivative of f with respect to x, that is dou f by dou x is equal to 0, dou f by dou y is equal to 0. So these two becomes a condition to find out the stationary points or the critical points for us. Next, in the second step, we are going to find the second order partial derivatives fxx, fxy, fyy. We denote them respectively by ABC, capital ABC. And we evaluate the capital ABC at the stationary points to compute the corresponding values of AC minus B square. So find fxx, fxy, fyy and denote them by, we denote capital A by fxx, capital B by fxy and capital C by fyy, and we evaluate ABC at the stationary points and compute the corresponding values of AC minus B square. Means we perform A into C minus B square, that is fxx into fyy minus fxy the whole square we are going to compute. Now based on this AC minus B square, we are going to decide whether it is a maximum value or a minimum value. So under the third one, we write down two different points. If AC minus B square, A into C minus B square is greater than 0 and capital A is less than 0, capital A stands for fxx, it is less than 0 at the critical point A comma B, then f has maximum at the point A comma B and f of A comma B gives us the maximum value. Similarly, the other condition, that is if AC minus B square is positive and A is also positive at the stationary point A comma B, then f has minimum at that point A comma B and f of A comma B gives us the minimum value in this case. Let me explain these 2 points for you once again. So we have the condition, we take the product A into C minus B square, is fxx into fyy minus fxy the whole square. We evaluate at each of the stationary points as the critical points. And if AC minus B square is greater than 0, it is positive, and A is less than 0 at the point A comma B, then F has a maximum at the point AB, and F of A comma B is said to be the maximum value. And if AC minus B square is positive and A is also positive at this critical point A comma B, then F has a minimum at A comma B, and F of A comma B gives us the minimum value. And these two cases happen only when AC minus B square is greater than 0. So there arises the alternate cases. So if AC minus B square is less than 0 or exactly equal to 0, and it also arises another case, say A is equal to 0, then the critical point A comma B or X comma Y is called as the saddle point in those cases. So we'll just write down the same thing in the form of a note and understand. If AC minus B square is less than 0 or AC minus B square is equal to 0, or sometimes A value might be equal to 0, then the point X comma Y, or it might be A comma B, however the way we have represented the critical point, is called the saddle point, in these cases. So A into C minus B square has to be positive in order to find out the maximum value or the minimum value, or in turn known as the extreme values. Now we will see problems on maxima and minima for a function of two variables. First question. Find the extreme values of the function. Find the extreme values of the function x cube plus y cube minus 3x minus 12y plus 20. So given a function of x comma y, we have to find out the extreme values of the given function. So let us call the given function firstly as f of x comma y. So let f of x comma y is equal to x cube plus y cube minus 3x minus 12y plus 20. Now we'll recall the condition to find out the stationary points. We have to find the stationary points, the condition is fx is equal to 0 and fy is equal to 0. Fx stands for dou f by dou x. This is the condition to find the stationary points. Fx is equal to 0, fy is equal to 0. Fx stands for dou f by dou x, fy stands for dou f by dou y. So let us find out the partial derivative with respect to x first and then with respect to y. So fx is equal to 3x square plus 0 minus 3, and we have fy is equal to 3y square, 0 plus 3y square minus differentiation of 3x is 0 minus 12. We are doing partial differentiation concept. So partially differentiating with respect to x cube differentiation is 3x square minus differentiation of 3x is 3. Y cube, 12y and 20 are all constant with respect to x when we are partially differentiating. Similarly, partial differentiation with respect to y gives us differentiation of y cube is 3y square minus 12y differentiation is minus 12. The rest of the terms, that is x cube minus 3x plus 20, are all constants with respect to y, so differentiation goes to 0. Now, to find stationary points, such that fx is equal to 0 and fy is equal to 0. So this implies 3x square minus 3 is equal to 0. 3y square minus 12 is equal to 0. We'll solve for x and y now. So 3x square gives us 3, or x square is equal to 1, which gives x is equal to plus or minus 1. Similarly, we get 3y square is equal to 12, or y square is equal to 4, y is plus or minus 2. Y is plus or minus 2. Now, the stationary points are 1, 2, 1, minus 2, minus 1, 2, minus 1, minus 2. So these are the stationary points or the critical points. Now let us find out the partial derivative fxx, fxy and fyy, which are respectively denoted by capital A, B and C. So let us find out the second order partial derivatives. We denote them respectively by A, B, C. So fxx is equal to, we have fx as 3x square minus 3. So this we need to once again partially differentiate with respect to x to obtain fxx. So fxx will be 6x. 6x. Similarly, capital B is fxy. We have fx. If we differentiate fx partially with respect to y, we can obtain fxy, or vice versa also can be done. We have fy is equal to 3y square minus 12. If we differentiate partially this one with respect to x, we can obtain fxy. We recall the property that fxy is always equal to fyx. So either we can differentiate x term with respect to y or y term with respect to x. So this gives us 0. 3x square minus 3 is a constant. So if I differentiate this partially with respect to y, this right hand side is a constant. So differentiation goes to 0. So capital B is 0. Then capital C we will denote by fyy. Fyy is equal to, we differentiate fy once again partially with respect to y. So twice we have to differentiate to obtain fyy. So once again, when I differentiate fy with respect to y, differentiation of 3y square is 6y minus 0, which gives us 6y only. Now we form a table. In the table, we will represent each of these stationary points, and we represent A, B, C values, and AC minus B square we are going to evaluate at each of the critical points. And let us check the conclusion as a minimum point or a maximum point. Some of the points might be saddle points as well. So let us form the table now. So I have the critical points as 1, 2. I'll represent them here. So it is 1, 2, 1, minus 2, minus 1, 2, minus 1, minus 2. These are the critical points for us. We have A is equal to 6x, B is equal to 0, C is equal to 6y, and we need to evaluate AC minus B square in each of these cases and write down the conclusion. So let us do this one by one. For the first critical point, that is 1, 2, we will evaluate A, B, C and do the product AC minus B square, and then based on the conclusion, based on AC minus B square and the value of A, we will conclude. Okay, so A is equal to 6 into 1. Each of these critical points are of the form x, y, x, y. So x is equal to 1, y is equal to 2, you have to substitute. So when x is 1, 6 into x gives us A value, A is equal to 6. And B is 0 for all of these critical points. So this gives us 0 only. Then we have 6 into y. Y value is 2, so 6 into 2, which is 12. Now when we perform AC minus B square, A into C minus B square. So 12 into 6 minus 0 square gives us 72. 72. Now observe that 72 is a positive value. So this is AC minus B square, a positive value. And since AC minus B square is positive and we have A value to compare as well. So we observe AC minus B square is positive And we observe capital A value, which is also a positive value. So 6 is also a positive value. So now we will recall from the theory, if AC minus B square is positive and A is also positive, then that particular point A comma B is called as the minimum point. Hence, we will be able to find out the minimum value from it. So we will represent this A comma B as the minimum point, and hence we will find out the minimum value. So conclusion will be minimum point for this. Minimum point. Similarly, we will do it for the second column now. That is 1 comma minus 2. For this we are going to write down x is 1, y is minus 2. So capital A will be 6. This will be 0. This will be minus 12. So AC minus B square will be minus 72. We observe that AC minus B square is negative. AC minus B square is negative. Whenever AC minus B square is negative or exactly equal to 0 sometimes, we never look into the capital A value. We just directly conclude that it is a saddle point. Saddle point. Now moving ahead to the next value, that is minus 1 comma 2. Taking x is equal to minus 1 and y is equal to 2. Taking x is equal to minus 1, y is equal to 2. We need to evaluate A, B, C and hence AC minus B square. So A will be minus 6. This B is equal to 0. C is 12. 6 into 2, so which gives us 12. But AC minus B square, we observe it is minus 72. Again, a negative value for AC minus B square. So since AC minus B square is negative, we conclude it as saddle point. Saddle point. And finally, we have one last value to evaluate as a stationary point, minus 1 comma minus 2. Taking x is equal to minus 1, y is equal to minus 2. A will be minus 6. B is 0. C is minus 12. AC minus B square is 72. A into C minus B square. Minus 6 into minus 12 is positive 72 minus 0 square. That is how we are evaluating. So AC minus B square, since it is positive, we now look into capital A. So capital A is negative. So AC minus B square is positive and A is negative. Again, from the theory, we will recall, if AC minus B square is positive and A is negative at the given stationary point, at the obtained stationary point, then F has a maximum value at that point. So this particular point, minus 1 comma minus 2, represents the maximum point for us. Maximum point. So we obtained a maximum point and we obtained a minimum point. Now we shall obtain the maximum value and the minimum value for the given function f of x comma y. So conclusion, therefore, maximum value of f of x comma y will be to find out at f of minus 1 comma minus 2. So we substitute x is equal to minus 1 and y is equal to minus 2 in the given function f of xy. This is the given function f of x comma y. In this function, we substitute x is equal to minus 1 and y is equal to minus 2 to get the maximum value. So taking those values and simplifying, we get the answer as 38. Similarly, minimum value of f of x comma y is equal to f of 1 comma 2. Because we obtained that 1 comma 2 is a minimum point. Since 1 comma 2 is a minimum point, we are finding minimum value at that particular point. So f of 1 comma 2 we are finding. We substitute x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 2 in the given function f of x comma y. Throughout, substitute x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 2. We get the answer here as 2. So this is how we obtain maximum value and the minimum value, or orally we could say it as extreme values of the given function x cube plus y cube minus 3x minus 12y plus 20. We'll see another problem now. Find the extreme values of x cube plus 3xy square minus 15x square minus 15y square plus 72x. So given a function of x comma y, we will find out the extreme values now. Let us first note the given function by f of x comma y. Let f of x comma y be x cube plus 3xy square minus 15x square minus 15y square plus 72x. We'll recall the condition for finding the stationary points. It is fx is equal to 0 and fy is equal to 0. So let us find out the partial derivative fx first. So this gives us 3x square plus 3y square minus 30x plus 72. And we have fy is equal to, with respect to y, when we differentiate partially, this gives us 6xy minus 30y. So now to find stationary points, such that conditions are fx is equal to 0, fy is equal to 0. So let us substitute fx is equal to 0 first. So this gives us 3x square plus 3y square minus 30x plus 72 is equal to 0. And fy is equal to 0 gives us 6xy minus 30y is equal to 0. So let us represent these equations by respectively 1 and 2. We observe that we are not able to solve them directly as like we did in the previous one. It was simple. We got directly x square is equal to 1. We were able to solve for x. Y square is equal to 4 we obtained, and hence it was y is equal to plus or minus 2. This was actually y square Yes. So y square was 4 and y was plus or minus 2. So that was a simple one to proceed further. Whereas in this problem, we observe that we are not able to directly solve for x or independently solve for y directly. So we consider the simplest of them first and solve with respect to x or y, whichever we are able to get first, and then substitute the values of x and y into the other equation, obtain the critical points in that way. So what I mean to say is from equation 2, when we observe, in equation 2, we observe that it is the simplest one. We are able to solve for x and y from equation 2. We get a value of x and y from that. So we take those values of x and y and we substitute into equation 1, solve the equation 1 to obtain the another set of points. So this is how we can obtain the stationary points in this problem. So I'll just solve that first. So from equation 2, we are rewriting the expression 6xy minus 30y is equal to 0. We have 6y common and we remain with x minus 5 is equal to 0. So this gives us y is equal to 0 and x is equal to 5. So y is equal to 0, x is equal to 5. We have 5 we have obtained from equation 2. Now we substitute one by one each of these values into equation 1. We have obtained both these values, y value and x value, from equation 2. Now we will substitute into equation 1 to solve for x and y. That gives us the pairs x comma y as the stationary points. So first we will put y is equal to 0 in equation 1. Put y is equal to 0 in equation 1. So we obtain 3x square minus 30x plus 72 is equal to 0, or dividing throughout by 3, we can write it down x square minus 10x plus 24 is equal to 0. We have got a quadratic equation. When we solve this quadratic equation, we get the values of x as 4 and 6. X is equal to 4 and x is equal to 6 are the values that we obtained. And we have got these two values of x with starting from y is equal to 0. So we can group the stationary points from this as 4, 0 and 6, 0 are the stationary points from this. Now similarly, we will consider x is equal to 5 now and substitute into equation 1. So put x is equal to 5 in equation 1. So we obtain x is equal to 5, we are substituting. So this gives us 25 plus y square minus 5 into 30. That is 5 into 30 gives us, okay, the first term is also x square. X square is 25. 25 into 3, which is 75 actually. Plus 3y square. Plus 3y square we will write on as it is. Minus 30 into x. 30 into 5 is 150. Plus 72 is equal to 0. So we observe that this is divisible by 3 throughout. So we are rewriting the equation that it is 25 plus y square minus 50 plus 24. And this on simple gives us y square minus 1 is equal to 0 or y is equal to plus or minus 1. And we got these values of y as y is equal to plus or minus 1 from x is equal to 5. Substituting x is equal to 5 in equation 1, we have got these values for y. So thus we will be able to write down the critical points from this as 5, 1 and 5, minus 1. So from the first one, y is equal to 0, we had got x is equal to 4 and 6. When we substituted x is equal to 5, we got y is equal to plus 1 and minus 1. So together, 4 stationary points, we can group together and write it down. So 4, 0, 6, 0, 5, 1, 5, minus 1 are the stationary points. So these are the stationary points for us. Now we will find out capital A, B, C, that is fxx, fxy and fyy, and form the table like we did it in the previous problem. So let us find out the second order partial derivatives, capital A, B, C. Capital A is nothing but fxx. So fxx will obtain from the fx term. So this is fx for us. Fx, looking into fx, we can find out fxx by differentiating once again partially with respect to x. So this gives us 6x plus 0 minus 30 plus 0. So 6x minus 30. Similarly, capital B stands for fxy. Fx we will differentiate partially with respect to y. So this gives us 6y only. And finally, C stands for fyy. Fyy we obtain by differentiating f partially. Fy partially with respect to y once again. This is fy function for us. We once again differentiate this partially with respect to y, gives us 6x minus 30. 6x minus 30. So these are the second order partial derivatives respectively denoted by A, B, C. Now we will form the table. So I'll write on all the stationary points column wise. So in the second column, it should be 4, 0, 6, 0. Then we have 5, 1, 5, minus 1. And we write down capital A, B, C in the row wise here. Second row, I will write down capital A, 6x minus 30. Capital B, 6y. Capital C, 6x minus 30. We need to evaluate AC minus B square in each of these critical points. And we need to conclude whether it is a maximum point or a minimum point. So let us find out one by one. For 4, 0, we will evaluate capital A, B, C. We have to take x is equal to 4, y is equal to 0. So since y is 0, b will be 0. And taking x is equal to 4, we are evaluating 6x minus 30. 24 minus 30 gives us minus 6. Then c also will be minus 6. AC minus b square will give us 36. A into c minus 0. So A into C is plus 36 minus 0. And we observe that 36 AC minus B square is 36, which is a positive value. Since AC minus B square is positive, we move on to find out A. A is a negative value. So AC minus B square is positive and A is negative, means the particular point 4, 0 is a maximum point. Maximum point. We'll recall it from the theory once again. So if AC minus B square is positive and A is negative, then the point A comma B is a maximum point. We will be able to find out the maximum value from this. Similarly, we'll move on to 6, 0. So A is equal to 6. Sorry, X is equal to 6 and Y is equal to 0. We have to substitute. So taking those values, we will get respective values as this will be 6. Because we are obtaining x is equal to 6, 6 is 36 minus 30, which is 6. Y is 0, so B, capital B will be 0. Then C will be again 6. AC minus B square will be 36. 36 is again a positive value. So AC minus B square is positive and A is negative. A is positive, I'm sorry. We should write on positive here. A is positive. So AC minus B square is positive and A is positive. So that particular point 6, 0 is a minimum point. Minimum point. Now for the point 5, 1, we will similarly find out A, B, C and AC minus B square. So these values will be respectively 0, 6, 0, minus 36. So minus 36 is a negative value. So AC minus B square. AC minus B square is negative. So since AC minus B square itself is negative, we don't look into capital A and R. We directly conclude that the point is a saddle point. Saddle point. And finally, one last value at 5, minus 1, we are evaluating these values. It will be respectively 0, minus 6, 0, minus 36. Again, minus 36 is a negative value. So since this is negative, we conclude that particular point is a saddle point. So 5, minus 1 is a saddle point because AC minus B square was negative. So saddle point. So we obtained 2 saddle points and then we have 2 points as maximum point and the minimum point. Now we need to find out the maximum value and the minimum value respectively. So maximum value at the point 4, 0 and minimum value at the point 6, 0. We should substitute 4, 0 and 6, 0 in the given function f of x, y. F of x, y. So let us conclude that answer. Maximum point is 4, 0. Hence, maximum value of f of x, y is f of 4, 0. So substituting x is equal to 4 and y is equal to 0 in the given function f of x, y, we will be able to obtain the answer as 112. Similarly, minimum point, here the minimum point is 6, 0. Hence, minimum value of f of x, y is f of 6, 0. So minimum value, substituting x is equal to 6 and y is equal to 0, you will be able to obtain the minimum value as 108. 108. So this is how we obtain maximum and the minimum values for the given function fxy. or the extreme values of the given function. Thank you for watching.